Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Dice Paradise, or welcome if you are new. So today I decided I was going to do the Black BookTuber Tag, and I was going to go ahead, and the reason why I decided I was going to do it, I know this is super old, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm usually not the type of person to be like, oh, this is old, nobody's doing it anymore, so I can't do it. Nah, like if I think something's cool, then I'll pretty much do it. So, and I think this is cool, so I'm gonna do it. Let's go ahead and get right into the video. As always, I'm gonna have my iPad because I prefer digital note taking. Anyway, let me just continue doing what I'm doing. So the first question is, tell us a little bit about yourself. So my nickname is Di. My first name is Darice. I'm gonna go by Di on here because nobody ain't gonna be able to pronounce my name. Nobody can pronounce my name. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go by Di on here. I am 30 years old. I'm 30 years. Anyway, I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30 this year, August 10th. Shout out to my Leos. Eek, we're out here. Okay, period. Anyway, shout out to my Leos. But yes, so I just turned 30 in August. Technically from the US Virgin Islands, born there, raised until I was about 8 years old, and then moved to the States permanently when I was 8 years old, specifically moved to Georgia, Atlanta. Went to school, graduated high school here. Yeah, been here ever since. And I'm ready to leave. Okay. If anybody lives in Atlanta, you know why. It's horrible. Now it's horrible. Back in the days, it wasn't that bad, but now it's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, tangent. Okay. So I used to be a teacher. I left because teaching nowadays is just absolutely horrendous. Like when I first started, I started 6 years ago. When I first started teaching, it was great. I loved it. It was kind of fun. And then like as the years went on, the pandemic happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went on at home. Okay. But no. No. So I left for my mental health, and hopefully one day I feel inclined to hopefully one day things get better, and after things get better, I can decide to go back. And that's what led me to kind of start this BookTube channel, is because I'm so used to discussing things, books and reading and whatnot, and literacy. I'm just so used to that aspect. Language learning is basically my big thing. And yeah, I'm really used to just discussing things like that, and now I don't have that in my life anymore because I'm not a teacher anymore, and so I miss it. Who is a Black author that you love that a lot of people don't know about? Okay, so I'm gonna be very honest. I am not sure. I don't know of a Black author that I love that a lot of people don't know about. You know what? Maybe I do know. Actually, maybe I do know. I wrote down Beverly Jenkins because of romance, but I only just now recently read a Beverly Jenkins book for the first time, like a couple weeks ago. So I don't think it would be appropriate for me to say Beverly Jenkins because, I haven't read a whole lot of her books. But another author that I feel that a lot of people don't know about, which I will mention later on in this video, is Yrsa Daley Ward. She's a poet and a writer, and back in like 2017, I remember it was March 2017, I became obsessed with her book Bone, which it was just beautiful. That was when I was like in my poetry days, which I still am in my poetry days. I love poetry so freaking much. I love poetry. If you if you are someone who loves poetry, please, let's talk, because I love poetry so much. But yes, when I started reading, Warsan Shire and Nayera Wahid, it's my girl, and I found Your Daily Ward, and I really did like her book, so I'll mention her later on in this video. So yeah, but it is also my goal for my 30th year of life that I read more Black authors, so that is so that I can increase my repertoire and my knowledge of Black authors. Favorite book about the Black experience. I choose Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Oh, that is my favorite book about the Black experience. One, it is not necessarily a book about Black trauma. Like, yes, there is race intertwined. Of course, like, you're in America, you can't escape that, right? Okay, so yes, race is intertwined completely and whatnot, but it is just a story about this woman's love life and her romances and it's just, I loved it. Oh my gosh, oh my goodness. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Okay, period. Number 4, favorite book by a Black author. The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. Literally just read it in October. It is November now. Read it in October and I fell in love. Like, I was already falling in love with Tiffany D. Jackson, but that book just hit the nail on the head for me. Like, I love that book so much. It was so many things all at once. Like, it is really hard to be able to write a book that truly encompasses so many things, and to have it done so well, and so, like, oh, Tiffany D. Jackson, The Weight of Blood, favorite book. Okay, recommend a Black queer book. Okay, so I haven't read this book yet, but I do know that there is queer representation in the book. So it's Feybound by Sarah Al-Holan. Look at this, look at she's so gorgeous. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I bought this book just because of the cover. I didn't buy this book for any other reason except for the cover. I didn't know what it was about. I still don't know what it's about. I haven't read it yet. I just got it in the mail like a couple weeks ago. Sarah Al-Arifi. I think this Arifi, I'm not gonna say Arifi. I know it's not Arifi. Arifi. That is okay. This book is so beautiful. I bought it just because the cover was beautiful, and oh my gosh, I've never bought a book just because the cover was pretty. This is the first book that I ever bought just because the cover was pretty. This is the first one that I've ever gotten just because of that. So I do know that there is queer representation in this book. I read like a couple pages already, and it definitely has it within the first few pages of the book. So definitely check this out, and I've heard good things about it as well. Okay, recommend a book with a Black person on the cover. I put down Children of Blood and Bone by Tony Adeyemi. I do like that book. I know it has there's some people who don't like it. I know, ya lo sé, pero para mí, hey, like, I really love this book. The second book had me crying, but not because of tears of joy. Let's say that. And I haven't read the third book yet. I have purchased it, but I haven't read it yet because I'm scared, TBH. But Children of Blood and Bone, I really liked Children of Blood and Bone. Recommend a book by a Black author that makes you happy. White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. Oh, it doesn't make me happy, but it makes me happy. Okay? Like, it's a book that really gets me just... That book was just so suspenseful. There was so much, like, thriller, suspense. It was... Tiffany D. Jackson is a mastermind. I don't care what nobody says about Tiffany D. Jackson. That is my girl. Like, I cannot tell you how much I love her books. Okay? I love Tiffany D. Jackson so much. Like, and White Smoke was just... It made me so happy. White Smoke was the book that I read last year. I still remember the day I read it. It was on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Read the book, and I literally remembered after reading that book, coming to an epiphany that I was reading the suckiest books before this. And I was never, ever, ever going to sit down and read sucky books when books like White Smoke existed on this planet. Yeah. That's why that book made me happy. Recommend Black BookTubers. So my favorite Black BookTubers, Capri's Book Island, Booked on Charity. Let me go into detail about each of them. So Capri's Book Island, I love her videos because she's just, first of all, she's hilarious. Second of all, she's like, I don't know, like she's fun, like, you know, like the different things that she be doing with her vlogs and stuff. Like, I love that. So creative, and so, like, it's just so creative, all the stuff that she does. So she is literally one of my favorite booktubers to watch. Yeah. And then next is Booked on Charity. I love Booked on Charity. Her voice is so calming. She is a South African booktuber, and I kid you not, she's just so soothing, okay? And I know that my loud self, okay? I know that my loud self would probably disrupt the airwaves if I was around her. But anytime I just want to listen to something very calming and listen to someone talk about books in a very calm and quiet manner, Booked on Charity. So yeah. Tangible Reads, she's hilarious. Watching her videos and whatnot, just hilarious. She does a lot of live streaming as well. So yes. Mina Reads, which I'm pretty sure that a lot of people know about Mina Reads. She's just very how do you describe her personality? Like, not even just her personality, but just her video style. I like watching her videos because they are just, it's just a fun time. Like, just a fun time. Like, let's talk about the books that I read. Let's read more books, and let's talk some more about the books that I read. So I really like her channel as well. And then I read Black books. Her channel is still fairly new, but she's another one with a very calming, soothing voice. Again, my loud self, opposites must attract, because my loud self likes people who are very, very calming and soothing. Okay, I don't know where it comes from, but hey. She is another booktuber who just puts out very calming vibes, and I really like that. Okay, and a book by a Black author that's coming in 2025. So I chose two. The first one that I chose was Afia in the Land of Wonders by Mia. I'm going to mispronounce her last name, and I'm so sorry. As a language teacher, it irks me. And if you were here with me right now, I would ask you to pronounce your name until I got it right. But I'm sorry. Mia Araujo or Araujo. That's Spanish. Araujo. That's Araujo. I'm gonna stick with Araujo. Okay. Afia in the Land of Wonders by Mia Araujo. Okay, it is a middle grades book. I think it's a middle grades book. I just recently saw it and I was like, ooh, this looks good, but it's coming out next, I don't remember, and I didn't write down the date, but it's coming out next year. And also The Catch by Yrsa Daley Ward. This is going to be her debut fiction novel. So it seemed really interesting because it talks about its sisterhood and also motherhood and being a daughter. And those are some themes that I really, really love to explore. So I'm kind of excited for that as well. And then number 10, it says to tag people. I tag anybody who hasn't done this tag yet, or if you feel like you have done it and you just need to update it because it's 2024 about to be 2025, and I'm pretty sure people have changed some ideas or we've read more books. And so because we've read more books, we're feeling a lot more inclined to, talk about those newer books that we read. So if you want to update your Black BookTuber tag, or if you feel like you just want to just do it again, or if you haven't done it, go ahead and do it again. All right, y'all. So that was the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and you got to know a little bit more about me. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. Have a good day. Bye.